I work the night shift on Deutsche Bahn's Munich to Berlin route. Around midnight, an American woman stormed through 3 quiet cars before reaching the dining car. She found me restocking bottled water and demanded, "Why is everyone being so weird?" I asked what she meant. "Nobody's talking. It's like a morgue. Are they protesting something?" I explained Germans simply keep quiet on late trains. People sleep, read, work. She crossed her arms. "That's not normal. In America, trains are social. People chat, make friends, share snacks. This is creepy." I nodded toward the quiet car symbol on every door we'd passed. She waved it off. I tried starting conversations. A guy with headphones pretended not to hear me. A woman reading literally moved seat. What did I do wrong? I explained she'd walked through 3 designated quiet cars. No phone calls, no loud talking, no music without headphones. Her eyes went wide. "You're telling me there are rules about talking on public trains? That's dystopian." She asked if the entire train was a quiet car. I said no, cars 5 and 6 allowed normal conversation. She'd simply chosen the silent ones. How was I supposed to know? The signs are in German. The signs had pictures, universal symbols, a person with a finger to their lip. She huffed back toward the quiet cars. I watched her settle into car 2, pull out her phone, and start a FaceTime call. Within 90 seconds, 4 Germans had relocated. She never noticed. An Italian cafe owner told me about serving an American who became furious over sparkling water. A Swedish hotel clerk watched a guest try to bribe their way into a sold-out breakfast. These stories share a pattern: confident confusion that escalates beautifully. I drive the Oslo Airport Express bus. An American family of 4 boarded at 6 in the morning. Every Norwegian passenger wore headphones or read quietly. Standard Tuesday commute. The American father answered a work call. Speakerphone. Full volume. "Yeah, we just landed. Norway's great. Cold though. Listen, about the Henderson account." A businessman across the aisle glanced up, then away. The universal Nordic signal for, "You're being inappropriate." The call continued. His wife joined in, also on speaker, with her sister back home. Their teenagers watched videos without headphones. 4 separate audio streams competed. An elderly woman moved to the back. Then a student. Then 3 more passengers. The family didn't notice the migration. The father finished his call and announced to his wife, "Friendly people here. Very accommodating. Nobody bothered us once." A Norwegian businessman leaned forward. "Sir, this is a quiet bus. See the signs." The American looked confused. "It's a public bus. Public means everyone can use it however they want. Public also means respecting others. We weren't bothering anyone. If someone had a problem, they should have said something." The Norwegian gestured at the empty seats around them. "They did. They moved." The father laughed. "That's their choice. In America, if you don't like noise, you wear headphones. That's called personal responsibility." We reached the city center. The family left. Every remaining passenger made eye contact with me, shook their heads in shared disbelief, and returned to silence. I've driven this route for 9 years. That family broke a record I didn't know existed. I work at Stockholm's public library. An American college student treated our reading room like a coffee shop. She sat up at a table with her laptop, then called her mom. "Hey. Yeah, I'm at this amazing library. It's like Hogwarts but Swedish." I approached and whispered that phone calls weren't allowed. "I'm being quiet." She wasn't. Her quiet registered normal conversation volume. I pointed to the silence signs. She rolled her eyes, hung up, then FaceTimed 3 friends in a row. After the second reminder, she packed up, found me at the desk and asked, "Where's your talking section?" I explained the entire library maintained quiet atmosphere. She could use phone booths downstairs for calls. "That's insane. What if there's an emergency? I said emergencies were fine, just step outside. But it's freezing out there. I suggested the phone booths again. So you're saying if my mom calls, I have to go to a booth like it's 1995? What if I don't have coins? The booths were free, modern, soundproof. She stared at me. This is why America invented freedom. You can't just ban talking in public spaces. I explained libraries everywhere maintain quiet environments. Not in America. Our libraries have community areas, group study rooms, even cafes. You know why? Because we value both learning and socializing. She left. 20 minutes later, I found her review online. Authoritarian library. Staff hostile to Americans. Bring your own Wi-Fi. Our library is nationally ranked. We have group rooms, cafes, everything she wanted. She'd simply refused to move from the quiet reading area. I announced stations on Switzerland's intercity rail. Standard practice. We announce in German, French, Italian, and English. Quick, informative, then silence until the next stop. An American businessman approached my cabin after Zurich departure. He knocked during the quiet period. Hey, can you make an announcement? I asked what he needed. Tell everyone I'm looking for English speakers to practice my German with. Maybe someone wants to trade lessons. I explained we only make service announcements. This is a service. I'm offering free English tutoring. I said passengers expect quiet between stations. He could post on the train's Wi-Fi portal. That's inefficient. You've got a microphone. Just say, American in car 7 wants to chat. Takes 5 seconds. I declined. He wasn't happy. In America, trains announce all kinds of things. Lost items, promotions, community events. It builds connection. I explained Swiss trains prioritize silence. What if someone actually wants to talk? You're taking away their choice. I said they could approach him directly if interested. He returned to his seat. 5 minutes later, he'd gone car to car, verbally making his announcement. 3 people reported him for disruption. He filed a complaint against me for being unhelpful to tourists. My supervisor laughed, filed it, and we never heard more. I manage a small restaurant in Copenhagen. We seat 40 people maximum. Danes dine quietly. Conversation stays low. No shouting across tables. An American couple arrived during dinner rush. Every table was occupied, eating in peaceful murmur. The couple was seated, ordered wine, and the husband looked around nervously. Is something wrong? He asked me. I said no, everything was fine. Then why is everyone whispering? Did something happen? I explained this was normal volume. This isn't normal. This is library volume. Are we interrupting something? I assured him we were simply a quiet restaurant. His wife leaned in. Is this a cultural thing? Should we whisper too? I said they could speak at comfortable levels, just be mindful of neighbors. They tried. It lasted 90 seconds. Then normal American conversation resumed. Stories from home, opinions on Copenhagen, debate about tomorrow's itinerary. Not yelling, just projected voices used to competing with American restaurant noise. Other diners glanced over. The couple noticed. The husband stage whispered, "See? Everyone's staring. Something's definitely wrong." I returned to check on them. He asked if there was a private room available. Why would you need privacy? We're clearly bothering people. I explained they were simply louder than typical guests. We're talking at normal volume. If this is too loud for Denmark, how do Danish people even communicate? His wife added, "Do you all just read minds?" I smiled and moved on. They finished dinner, left a generous tip, and wrote a review. Beautiful food. Weirdly tense atmosphere. Felt like eating in a monastery. We displayed that review proudly. Some Danes specifically requested tables because of it. I'm a security officer for Berlin's U-Bahn. An American tourist approached me at Alexanderplatz station, visibly shaken. I think something's wrong with the train I just got off. I asked what happened. Nobody talked. Nobody. Not one word. 30 people in that car, total silence for 15 minutes. That's not normal. I explained Berlin trains are typically quiet. No, you don't understand. I smiled at people. Made eye contact. Nothing. A kid dropped his toy, and his mom picked it up without saying a word to him. No, be careful, no, watch your things, nothing. They just made eye contact and he nodded. I said that sounded like standard commuting. That's my point. It's not standard. What if there was a bomb threat? What if everyone got a warning message and I missed it because my phone's on airplane mode? I checked our system. No alerts, no incidents. He wasn't convinced. Maybe it's a German thing? Like, you all coordinate silence? Is there an app? I assured him Germans simply don't chat on trains. But how do you know when to get off? I pointed to the digital displays showing upcoming stop. What if those break? Then people ask or check their phones. But nobody's talking, so how would you ask? He'd created a logical loop that trapped him. I explained Germans do speak when necessary, just not for casual conversation during commute. He left, still confused, and I watched him board the next train. He sat down, looked around at the silence, pulled out his phone, and texted frantically. Probably warning friends about Berlin's creepy quiet trains. I work front desk at a boutique hotel in Amsterdam. Our breakfast room seats 25 guests. Most mornings. Quiet clinking of silverware, murmured Dutch and German, occasional English. An American guest approached me after breakfast. I need to report something. I grabbed the incident log. Your breakfast room has a weird vibe. I think other guests are uncomfortable with Americans. I asked why he thought that. I tried making conversation with 4 different tables. Nobody engaged. One couple actually got up and moved. Is there some kind of American ban I should know about? I explained most Europeans prefer quiet breakfast. Breakfast is a social meal. You're supposed to chat, meet people, plan the day. That's the whole point of hotel breakfast. I said many guests view it as fuel before sightseeing, not a social event. That's incredibly sad. Do Europeans hate fun? I suggested if he wanted social breakfast, he could try the hostel down the street. They had communal tables specifically for meeting people. His face lit up. So there are places where talking is allowed? I explained talking was allowed everywhere, just not expected everywhere. Then why did that couple move when I sat near them? I said they possibly wanted privacy. They were in a public breakfast room. I said public doesn't mean socially obligated. He stared at me like I'd spoken ancient Greek. In America, if you're eating in public, you're open to conversation. That's basic courtesy. I nodded politely. He left another review. Beautiful hotel. Breakfast room has mysterious antisocial force field. Staff doesn't understand American hospitality norms. I conduct European rail tours for American tourists. Last month, I led a group from Paris to Amsterdam. Experienced travelers, multiple European trips, genuinely interested in culture. We boarded a high-speed train. I reminded everyone about quiet car etiquette before we found our seat. Nods all around. They'd heard the speech. 10 minutes into the journey, someone's phone rang. They answered it. Not whispered, regular conversation. 3 other Americans pulled out phones and started texting with sound effects on. One couple debated lunch plans at full volume. A Dutch businessman gave them the look. You know the one. Europeans perfect it by age 12. Polite disappointment mixed with resignation. The Americans didn't notice. They were looking at their phones, planning their day, living their lives normally. To them, this was public space. Public meant shared. Shared meant equal access to sound. I walked over and gently reminded them about quiet car rules. Genuine surprise all around. Oh, we totally forgot. They adjusted immediately. Phones silenced. Conversations dropped to whispers. Then, slowly, they fell completely silent. 15 minutes later, one woman leaned over to me. "This is actually really nice. Peaceful." Her husband agreed. "We should do quiet breakfast tomorrow." They discovered something obvious to Europeans but revolutionary to Americans. Silence isn't punishment. It's not awkward or unfriendly. It's simply the default mode for shared spaces. Americans treat public space as communal, where interaction is expected. Europeans treat it as collective, where coexistence requires boundaries. Neither approach is wrong. They're just different frequencies. But watching Americans discover European silence is like watching someone taste sparkling water for the first time. Confusion, resistance, then occasional appreciation. Next month's tour books the entire quiet car. I'm curious if they'll maintain it or if American nature will reassert itself somewhere around Brussels. Either way, I'll be there with my polite face ready, explaining once again that silence isn't hostility. It's just Tuesday morning in Europe.